Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today, I thought we would make some tags for our upcoming journal. And I thought we would use one of my favorite books. And what I thought we would do here is, hold on a second. Let me scoot some things over. There we go. We're going to pull out some pages from this book. And isn't that artwork lovely? And we're going to use some of these pages in here for our tags. And later on, we're going to be using them in our journal. So right now, I'm just looking for pages that just have words, like this one. Now, I just want the page. And it's okay if it gets a little schmucky. But, you know, I don't want it real schmucky. Oh, PJ. I think he knows when I'm talking to you guys. There we go. And then I want just words. That'll work. And I'm just taking my knife. And I'm just running it. See, I'm running it kind of like this, just at a slight angle, but I'm running it down the page. And I'm sliding it right along here so I can cut it out of the book. Not gonna work. And I'm just flipping through the book, you know, different edge sizes or areas of the book. Well, that one went cockadoodle. Let's see if that works. No. Let's try this again. Did you hear PJ go, oh? Oh, that's why, because they've got a piece of paper on it. Well, it's crooked, so we'll have to straighten it up, but that's all right. And the reason I want these pages like this is we're going to glue them together, and this little page here will work. It'll just be a smaller tag. And then we're going to use some of these pictures on our tags and some of our pockets. I have that yarrow actually growing in my garden, except mine's pink. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. Now, if you don't have a book like that, I also got out just some regular book pages. You know, we all have those book pages from books that we take apart. You can just use those. You can just use those to do this exact same thing. So you don't have to have the big book pages like I do. You can just use book pages from a book that you've taken apart. It will give you the exact same look. Not the same words, but the exact same look. So the first thing you want to do is either get your knife and your ruler or your paper cutter. Now, hold on a second. I need to sit down. My knee's been fussing at me today because, well, you know how it is. It's telling me to sit down, so I'm going to sit down. So, I want to make this edge straight and clean. So, I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to make it straight and clean. Because when I fold it together, I want it to be a straight, clean edge. And I'm going to do the same with these. I'm going to line them up so the natural edge of the book is together. And then I'm going to line these up in here. And I'm going to cut these off. Okay? So now they're all nice and straight. Well, hopefully they're straight. I can't guarantee it, but hopefully. Alrighty. So let's start with this little one. So what we're going to do is you're just going to fold it together. Just like this. And you're just going to glue them together. Okay? That's all you're going to do. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it here. And then I'm going to cut it and I'm going to fold this one. So what you could do is you could just cut this page in half if you wanted. So you cut this page in half like this. or you can just do the whole stack of them. And then fold it in half, give you a long one. Fold it this way and give you a little short fat one. Either way, it'll work either way. Or if you want a bigger one, and I do want, you know, just a few big tags. I'm gonna leave one of them big. And I want to fold it this way. And let me think. I want to fold it this way. And I think it's this way. Because this tag is going to have a pocket. Like this. So this tag, now it's not straight. So you need to fold it straight. So these ends need to match up. Okay, so you're going to glue the back two pieces together. Okay, so these two pieces get glued down. This piece is going to get glued like a pocket here and here. And then your tag has a side pocket here. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. Now, you don't have to use a glue stick to do this. You can use your art glitter glue if you want. But my little pointy tip is being cleaned. So you're going to glue the back fold together like this. Oops. I got schmucky stuff everywhere. Like that. You're going to glue that piece down. And then for this piece, you're going to glue at the top and the bottom, but you're going to leave this piece open. Okay? Now, the reason I haven't already covered these in the cardstock that I want to use is because of this fold and this fold. And I may want them to be different, and I may want to keep some of it uncovered. You know, I may want to keep it. Now, this piece I want covered. So I want it to go this way. And I want it to go this way. Except I want to make sure that I'm lined up right. So basically you're folding this in thirds. But because of that, I want to make sure I don't see that. So I want to bring this back a little bit. And then I want to bring this here. Because this is going to be covered. Now, because of that white spot, I may need to trim the front a little bit, and that's all right. I don't have a problem with that. There. Now, I can either trim this or I can just fold it under. And I would rather just fold it under than trim it off. Like that. And then the part that I've folded under, I'm just going to glue down. Like that. Because my paper's a little fragile. There. So now it's on this side. Oh my goodness, isn't it crooked? That is so crooked. So let's straighten it up. That is like really crooked. There. That's better. Okay, so again, I'm going to glue the back. Now, remember, you can use your art glitter glue if you want. You just want to make sure you get your edges really well. Okay. So you can use it this way, so it's on that side, or you can turn it that way and use it over here. And since I haven't glued that down yet, even after you glue it down, it doesn't matter, especially if your paper doesn't have a direction on it. Okay, so there are my tags. So now I need to glue these edges. Oh, I guess I did put my thing back on it. Okay, so let's do my little top notch here before I do this. Oh wait, this is a tag, not a pocket. Oh my gracious. So, here's how I do my notches on my top. I do that. Oh, I must not have had that down all the way. Okay. This is my day for glue, isn't it? Okay. So now you're just going to glue everything together. This whole piece gets glued together. It just gives it a little bit more oomph. Okay. So now you just glue that together. Close it up. Glue it together. And let it dry. And if you happen to be off just a little bit at the top, you just come back and you just trim it up. You know, don't panic. Just trim it up. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. This one's not straight either. I just bring my edges together. Nip them off. There we go. And then we'll put that aside to dry. This one right here, I can do the same as that one. It's just taller. Okay. And close it up. Okay, so now that we've got all of them glued up, except for the bigger ones that are the pockets. Now, I don't glue those closed until I'm done with my paper, because I might want to put paper on the inside. Now, on these, I will round these pockets, but I'm probably not. No, maybe I'm going to wait. I was going to say I usually round those pockets, but I don't think I'm going to right now. Now, if you watched my previous video, you heard me say I always keep my ink out, so so I know what I'm using. So this is the oxide that I'm using in this journal. So I'm just taking it around the edges to make sure that just in case I miss a spot with my paper, I don't have white showing. Now, you don't have to use oxide. You can use ink. You don't have to use the color I'm using. I'm using Scorched Timber. You could use you could wait and do this after you get your paper on and use, pretty greens, yellows, blues, whatever you choose and that you like. It's totally up to you. And I haven't really picked out a specific paper yet, so I'll probably use different types of paper and different paper collections in this journal, just to be different. And these won't be the only tags I make. I'm sure I'll make more. You know, as I come across an area that needs one, or I come across an area maybe that I want something specific. But you never know. You just never know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got them inked right now, the way that I want them done. So we have two that have the side pockets, and then we have one that's a little bit taller, and then these two little shorties right here. So let's get our paper out here. Now I also have some dried flowers that I want to use on these two little shorties when the time comes. But I do want to get out the paper that I want to cover them with. So hold on just a minute. Let's bring that paper to the table. Okay, so I have a few pieces in here left over from a paper pad that I want to use. And then I have this paper pad that has a few pieces left. So I think we are going to work through some of this. This was a couple years ago. This was my absolute favorite two paper pads. So I'm thinking I want to use, here's some little scraps. Let's see what we have here. That one was my least favorite, but I love the little butterflies. And I like that piece. Now that piece will, I think, fit on there very nicely. And then it will go with, there's some little purple flowers in there. So I think I am going to put this on the back of this tag. Or the front of this tag. I'm going to glue the plaid to this tag. Sorry, I know that got a little confusing. And I'm just going to use my art glitter glue to do this. Since this is double-sided, it is a little bit, a little sturdier. Now, if you don't have this same cardstock, or you don't like using cardstock in your journals, that's okay. Just use book paper, you know, your book pages. You can use book pages, and they'll be just as lovely then, you know, is what I'm doing. So don't worry if you don't have what I have. You can still create lovely tags for your journals. And okay, so now we have another scrap. You know, scraps always create scraps, don't they? And I'm going to let that one dry before I cut it out. Now, there was another piece in here that I wanted. This one. Right here. This piece right here, I wanted on here. I think it's very pretty. And I want it on, I'm going to open this up, and I want it on here. And it's nice and thin, so when I go to fold it, it's not going to crack. So let's get this out of the way. And I'm going to use my glue stick, and I'm going to avoid putting glue right on the fold. And I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm going to use this side first. I think it's starting to thunder. I think that's what they're barking at. It's thundering a little bit. Okay, so I think this goes, I think it goes this way. So we're going to line this up here. Like that. And then the second piece I'm going to put here. I'm not putting any glue right here on the fold. I'm just going to ignore the fold. And then I'm going to put that piece down there. Like that. And now we are going to cut this out. And then on the inside, there was a little piece that was embossed that we're going to put on the inside of this one. Okay. So, by ignoring the fold, where is it here? This way. It folds so much nicer. There. There we go. And I don't have any pucker. Right there. Okay, so in here, let's see if this fits. Ah, it does. Good. I want to put that piece. Now, I don't need to come all the way into the inside because I'm really not going to see it. But if I'm putting things in and out of here, I don't want to look in and see the inside that's naked. I want it to be covered. So I'm just going to cover it. Okay. Now, I will need to trim the bottom here because I got that a little crooked. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. So let's get this. There we go. So now what we need to do is glue it close on the top and on the bottom. There. So I think I need to get a little drop of glue right here. Right there is where I missed it. Okay, good. So while we have it, let's go ahead and glue this one. Right across there. Right across here. And we'll close that one up. Now we'll put this one aside to dry. There we go. I'm going to put this one over here to dry. Now, our others here. Now we can go on and cut this one. Now on this one, I want to round the corners. And this one will get, come on, go in there. There we go. This one will get inked again on the edges, except it will get inked with Vintage Photo. I'm sorry, didn't mean for you to see my head. Just ever so lightly. So you've got the Scorched Timber on the bottom, and then the Vintage Photo on the top. There we go. So there's that one. Okay, so now this one. So let's just put those there. So let me sit back down here. Oh. All right, let's get these out of our way. Now for these two, I love this paper, and that's the other side of it. So I always had such a hard time deciding. Now, I know for some of you guys really have a hard time with all the bugs and the snails and stuff. Now, honestly, I think snails are cute, but in my garden, they can stay away. But, so, we'll go with the ladybugs. since some of you have a hard time with critters, we'll go with the ladybugs. We'll do the ladybugs. I don't want to freak anybody out if we don't have to. I don't have a problem with them because I know they have their place. Eating my lettuce is not their place, but I know they have a place. All right, so we're going to put that down there. And I'm going to go on and cut this off. Turn this over. Now, I'm going to let this dry before I trim the rest of it. Okay. So now we have the other big one left. Oh, no, we have another small one too. So let's see if we can do the other small one with the critters. I think we can. I think we can do the other small one with the critters. Sorry, if you guys don't like critters, you need to close your eyes because I'm doing the critters. So if you don't like the critters, you need to close your eyes. Oh, we're going to trim it off just a little bit at the bottom. But that's okay. All right, we got rid of that scrap, didn't we? Okay. Now, let's do some trimming here. Let's make sure we got down everywhere. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, and with this folded paper, these have a really nice, they just have a really nice feel to them. They're not thin. See, they feel about the same weight as the ones that you would, buy in a store. So, and all I did was cut them out of a book. All right, so let's go on and round our corners. And let's round these corners. And let's do a little ink around them. Is it that one? Nope, not that one. Okay. Get this one done. So I think for the flower, we'll pick something maybe that's red or in the, let's say we did that one. Okay. So now for this one, I think we're going to do something similar to what we did on the first one. Except I don't think we have enough here to cover the whole inside. Let's see how much we have. Let's see how much we have. We can cover the majority of it. So I think that'll be okay. So we're going to just use this and do the majority of the inside. And we'll just go from there. Okay, so there's the inside. Now, I wasn't able to go all the way down, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to leave it unglued, and I'm going to see if I have another thin piece. I could use the same, but I don't want two that are the same. These are really thick. I'm looking for another piece that's, you know, kind of thin. Now, these butterflies are thin. Other than that, they're really thick. Let's see how the butterflies look with it. Not my favorite. Let's see about this other stack here. So far, I like this the best, but I don't think I have enough to do another one. I don't have enough to do a whole nother one. And these are all thick. Let's see about this pad. I think this pad is thick. So let's see. Yeah, these are kind of thick. That would be pretty on it, wouldn't it? But it's kind of thick. Oh, I like the green. But I like that one too. I like that. Let's see if we can make that work. I don't know. Ooh, the blue. I really like that blue too. Now see, I could also cut these out and just use those. Those are always fun to use. They fill pockets nice and fun. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be different. Huh, let's try this piece. Let's try that. I've never used one of those pieces before. Let's see how we do with that. I have never made anything with a piece of paper that looks like that, ever. So let's be bold. Let's be brave. Have you guys ever created with a piece of paper that looks like that? Like this? Okay. Now that's the back side of it, which I really like. I normally would choose that, and that's what it would look like. But I'm going to choose that side. Now, here's my paper cutter. Let me go on and cut off that little piece. And I think actually I'm going to cut off about an inch piece. And then we can use it for something else. Yeah, that's kind of different. Okay, so I'm going to do this the same way as I did the other piece. I'm going to avoid the fold. See, does it have a pattern going? Nope. So let's put it down here at the bottom. Now let's pre-fold it. Like that. Okay. There we go. Now let's start with the top piece. We're going to start up here. Oops. And I'm not putting any glue into the fold. I'm just putting it here on the flat part. And I'm tucking it into the fold. Making sure it's all the way down to the bottom. Folding it over. And I'll trim whatever I need to trim. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut straight up. The way I don't have as much paper to deal with. Okay, got a nice big piece left, and then I can flip it over and I can do the back piece. Okay, and let's fold that back in, just like that. And now I'm going to cut. Well, that one didn't work out very well like I wanted. I kind of skipped right through that fold. Alright, then we're going to glue it down. Now I kind of like that. It's kind of different. Now, I'm going to glue my top and my bottom. You know what? I think I want to round these corners. Let's see if we can round these corners first. So, let's see. Let me get that paper out of there. Let's see if we can round that corner first. Oh, man. Just barely. Come on, get out of there. Okay, this needs trimmed before I glue it down. Okay. Almost thinking I should have trimmed that inside. Now I want to trim this top. Boy, that's tight. I think I want to do the top too, so I'm going to have to take it off down here. Okay, now let's re-glue it. Phew, just in time. Across there. Across there. Now, okay. Now now I know this is supposed to be a tag. I changed my mind midway through. I know you could tell, couldn't you? This did not turn out to be a tag. However, look what we have here. We could make these into tags. We could just very easily make this into a tag. Into 2 tags. That did not work. That did not work. So now we have skinny tags. It did not work. I forgot I had already done that. Oh well. So now we have skinny tanks. Oh well, sometimes we need those. Oh my goodness, Lori. I'm having a moment, you guys. I'm having a moment. Now let's straighten this up. Let us straighten this up. There. That looks better. Oh my gosh. This one needs straightened up. Come on, get over there and behave. And there's that one. Oh my, that one's really bad. That one's really bad. Nothing a little trimming won't help. There we go. Except now the other side is really bad. Oh my goodness sakes. It's like me cutting a piece of wood. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Oh my. All right, let's get this piece. This is why I'm not allowed to play with tools. Okay. This reminds me of the time I needed some, I needed just some little, what are those things called, you know, that you use to hold books together. Oh my gosh, that's just getting worse. Bookends. And my husband wasn't home. And we had just gotten married. Now, my husband is like the whiz kid of... what was that doing? Oh, over here. The whiz kid of tools. I mean, he can make anything. But he wasn't home. He was on a business trip. And we'd only been married, I don't know, a year. So this was a really long time ago. And I decided, what have I done? Oh, okay. So I decided that I could do it myself. If he could do it, I could do it. I knew how to do it. So, look at this paper. I give up. I could do it. So, I had some blocks of wood that I had been using. And so I went out to the garage and I had a little bandsaw from my crafting days where, you know, I would do craft fairs and things like that he had bought me. So I took my little pieces of wood and I cut them to the size I want. And, okay, good. That's dried well. And, okay, these are just a mess. And I cut it to the size I wanted it to be. And I was so proud of myself. So I went into the house and I went into the room I was going to put them in. I measured once, measured twice, measured 3 times, and I said, yep, these will work. I went back out, checked it again. I said, yep, these will work. Okay. So I went back in the house and said, okay, so now I have to put all this together. So I got out his hammer and his nails, and I went down to the basement, and I tried really, really hard. I tried to make them into those little, make it into an L like this, you know. So you have to nail through here into this piece. Oh my gracious. When he came home, he said, what did you do? And I said, well, I tried to do this. And he said, okay then. And he said, okay. He said, would you like some help making it better? And I said, nope. I'm happy just the way it is. Well, needless to say, when he said that, I knew that, you know, it didn't look like it was supposed to look like. But the fact that he didn't say, you did it wrong, you know, made me happy. The fact that he said, would you like some help, made me happy. But the fact that he said, you did that wrong. Or the fact that he didn't say, you did that wrong, made me very happy. Okay, so now let's add some flowers. Now that I've gotten completely off track. Okay, so on here we already have some flowers and some butterflies. So I think I want to add a little fern. Get off of there. I want to add a little fern, maybe. And I think on this one, oh, maybe I want to put the fern on this one because my ladybugs love climbing on ferns in my garden. And I think I want to add this little purple flower. And maybe with these little pink flowers. Like that. And whoops, the doodles. And maybe put over here this little fern. Like this. Now, this used to be dried baby's breath, but it has seen much better days. There. Now, I might have to add some acetate over these to protect these flowers. And I think, yeah, that one's broken off. Where are my little scissors here? There we go. And then on this little guy, and on my little bitty, I have some little sunflowers that look like this. They're little tiny ones. I'm going to need my other ones. Let me get my other ones here. My little ladybugs love them. They climb all over them. Come on, get up here. Now. Now this little ticket might be too big. I think I want that one like that. I think that's how I want those. So let's get these glued down. Oops, get up there. Nope, 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 you're too far down. No, no, no. You need to be up here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there's that one. So, do you guys watch all the little eagle, the eagle videos? You know, all the little eaglets that are getting ready to fly or that have been posted. Do you guys watch those? I know I'm not doing a lot of talking. Sorry. I'm trying to concentrate so I don't have glue everywhere. Okay, you come here. I watched the ones in Big Bear Valley, Sunny and Gizmo. I've watched them since they were little. And I've just recently started watching the ones in Florida, Northwest and Southwest Florida. Oh, I was so sad when that branch fell off of that one nest, but I was glad nobody in the nest was hurt. That was good. I was glad somebody was, you know, close enough by they could check the nest. Okay, so let's get this yellow on. Actually, I think I'm going to go on and put the purple flower on. And then we can just do all the flowers as one unit. We'll do that like that. And then I'll move the flowers like that and put this yellow on. But that one nest in Florida, they're having some trouble with. Oops, don't you go falling down there, you little stinker. There we go. Now, do you guys dry your own flowers? Have you guys ever done this? Dried your own. Now, these are not mine. I bought these. I just happened to find these. I think I found them in Walmart on a trip not long ago, or maybe it was long ago. I don't know. But I do dry my own, and I have some that are almost ready. I dry them every single year. Okay, so those are done. Now for these, I'll also put the holes in. Now, I'll put these up here. I think it needs to come down a little bit more. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll just make these like journaling cards. You know, that you can just stuff into a pocket. I know it's not dry yet. You can just shove these into a pocket. Maybe I'll put it over here on the end. I think that's where I'll put it. There, I'll just put it on the end like that. Okay, now we're done with these. Let's put the tweezers away here because we're not going to need those. Okay, so let's get those in real quick. Hold on just a second. Let's see what time. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, I'm going to try to get this done quickly. So feel free to fast forward, of course. Don't feel like you have to watch all the silliness with that silly tag I was trying to cut and kept making it worse and worse. That was just silly. So I'm just putting my eyelets in up here. Now these are going to have to dry before I do anything else with them. Otherwise, they are just going to be a mess. So I'm going to try a gold one on these. I usually don't have much luck with these gold ones. They are not my favorite brand. But we're going to try them and see. Oh, now that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Oh, they're all stacked together. Some of them I get, they're just terrible. They don't, they don't splay out like they're supposed to. Now this one, see, normally I would want to put something like that on it, but they are terrible. Let's try a white one. Although I'm kind of not optimistic about it. Let's try it and see. This is not one of my favorite brands, so we'll see how it works. Oh, that one actually did pretty good. Okay. I'm going to have to remember that. I'll have to take out of here the ones that don't do well. Okay, so now when we're ready, we can either add, like these two, I want to add something to. Some of the others, I don't always add like ribbons and fluff and things like that to them. It just depends on the journal that they're going in and where they're going in the journal. So, let's see, I think they've all been done except these. So it just depends on where they're going. So if in the journal, you know, they're going in an area that if it's going to be too tight, then I don't always add that. I will leave it off. But if it's going in an area that is going to stick out someplace really cool, you know, like the side, the top, then I will. Okay, now everybody's been inked. Everybody's been fluffed. We are ready to go. So there we go. So we have some tags ready for our new journal. And we have two of, well, I don't know what they turned out to be, but they didn't turn into tags like I had originally planned, but that's all right. So these two with their little hidden pockets right here, we'll be able to put in there anything we want. And I'm going to make little danglies to go off of them. And then we have 3 tags right here with little added things on them. Now, I'm going to have to let these dry before I can put them all away. But they have little dried flowers on them. So I think we had a fun day today. And I want to thank you for joining me today. It has been a lot of fun. And I needed that fun. You know, sometimes you just need to hang out with your friends around the craft table. Well, that was what I needed today. So thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you joined me today. And I invite you back anytime there's a video. I invite you back to join me and have some fun with me. So until I see you again or in my next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.